Hi, I'm Rick Dancer.
And I'm Emma Christine. We're on every Sunday at 4:30 now.
I know, it's a lot of work, believe me, I understand that. Today we're in downtown Springfield. We're going to show you what Sprout is all about.
What is Sprout all about?
You'll find out. Your assignment, find the mead.
That's why I came.
We've got a lot of stories for you, so stay with us. But first, you got to watch the open. And we're here with Micah Interview, and he is a supervisor at Sprout. Tell us, I came in here by accident, I found it and I thought, oh my gosh, look what you did to the old church. What is this all about?
Yeah, Sprout is a regional food hub focused on developing strong food businesses in Lane County. And we do a lot of things. We're a year-round farmers market. We're a commercial kitchen for rent by the hour. We also provide full business incubation services, including office space and access to capital.
You also rent the space out, and we're going to talk about all that a little bit later in the show.
It's available for rent to community members.
Tell me about the farmers market, because this is Friday afternoons, 3 to 7?
Yep, yeah, every Friday 3 to 7 all year round, which is a pretty special thing in this area. So rain or shine, you can see we got this indoor space. So no matter what type of weather we got lots of food available to the public, all sorts of stuff all year long.
Well, I know what I like about this, but what do you think people are enjoying about this?
People just love the community atmosphere of our market. You know, it's a really good group of people. We've always got some entertainment. We usually have some classes or demos, and just, you know, it's a great opportunity to come out, see their neighbors, get a hold of some tasty stuff, and get it surge into the weekend.
And what I love is you know where it came from.
Oh yeah.
It's local people, you know it's local food.
Yeah, these are all my friends, you know, and I think everyone that comes here starts to develop some cool relationships with their farmer.
Plus, what a great place to put it, a sanctuary for food.
Exactly.
I can't think of a better thing for downtown Springfield.
Oh yeah, it's great.
All right, Michael, we'll catch up with you a little bit later to talk about some other things.
All right,
thank you.
See you soon.
As many of you know, in 2010 I was diagnosed with prostate cancer. Recently I've started working with the Willamette Valley Cancer Institute to get the word out about the different treatments available in this area. Kathy and I had a lot of struggle trying to find the right treatment. We had to go all over the area to look for it. Now, a lot of those treatments are right here. And you are your best advocate. As the doctor's about to tell you, don't have the knee-jerk reaction. You may have a little bit of time to make your decision.
The knee-jerk reaction is that you hear you have cancer, you've got to do something about it today, maybe yesterday. It's got to happen right now because it's an emergency. It is not an emergency. A fellow should take his time, just get everybody calmed down, start to investigate, get some information, become educated, and try to make the decision that's right for him. I think it's important to talk to your doctors, including your primary care doctor, and talk to different specialists and gather information and try to determine the treatment that's going to be right for you. We've treated prostate cancer for years, but we're doing a much better job today with a lot less side effects today because of the technology that we have. So I think the IMRT radiation is a more viable option today than it's ever been before. Well, the name of the game with radiation is always precision. You want to treat the cancer and you want to avoid the healthy surrounding tissue as much as possible. New treatment machines, the Trilogy treatment machine, something called Smart Arc IMRT. They all have a lot of initials and fancy names, but basically it's just a way to deliver the radiation more precisely than ever. Well, Calypso is really nice technology, and we're very excited to have that here. Calypso puts 3 little radio beacons inside the prostate, and that creates a radio signal, and a detector can determine the exact location of the target each day and also during the treatment. So it allows us a little bit more precision, so we know exactly where the radiation is going and where it's not going. Well, we think it's important for fellows to be able to receive treatment as close to home as possible. Cancer treatment is difficult. It's so much nicer if you're sleeping in your own bed, you're surrounded by your family, your friends. You need that kind of support to go through cancer treatment. Well, radiation treatments are all individualized. So for every fellow that we're treating, we develop an individualized treatment plan, the distribution of the radiation that is unique just for him. And that involves a whole team of people and a number of different pieces of technology. First, we have something called CT scan simulation. We get a picture of what the outside of the body looks like and also the inside anatomy. That goes into my computer. I tell the computer where we want to treat, where the prostate's located, but also where the rectum is located, the bladder's located. I hand that off to my team. We develop that individualized treatment plan, do a lot of computer work. That takes about a week and a half. And then our physicists do all of the safety checks to make sure that the treatment plan is going to be exactly what we want it to be. Prostate cancer is very treatable. Yes, we cure fellows with prostate cancer all the time.
And a little later on the water cooler, Dr. Fryfield will be here to talk with us about something a lot of men are choosing to do, active surveillance. So one of the other cool features here, they have a kitchen that they built so that small businesses, people that are trying to start a new business, can come in and have a place so they don't have to go out and buy all that equipment to get going. Here's Micah back to talk. I love this idea, and you got a really nice space here.
Yeah, it's a really cool thing. We've got a 3,000 square foot state-of-the-art kitchen that's really designed to serve every type of food entrepreneur we could really think of. From anything like small food production, someone that wants to, say, produce a bunch of tamales, to a food cart that needs a commissary to do their prep or their dishes, and also for like food education. You can see over here this demo bar. It's a great place for folks to either serve food at events or teach classes to the public.
But there's a lot of money to get involved with the kitchen and all the equipment I need. This is here in Springfield so that we can get somebody going and give them a boost.
Exactly. So instead of having to invest in all this stuff yourself, you can come in here and pay a really fair hourly rate, $15 to $25 an hour depending on the use, and you can get your ideas up and running.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Micah, okay, we're gonna check, we got some space you rent out, we're gonna check that out in a little bit.
Sounds good.
So this is Wine Julia Crowley, and she works with Eugene Daily News. Her articles are seen on Eugene Daily News. Rick Dancer TV is also connected with Eugene Daily News, so we thought we'd be one big happy family. Emma, you obviously found the wine.
I heard the wine queen was going to be here.
She is. Kathy and I are really into rosés right now, so I said, Julia, bring me a rosé that's really going to be good and I'm going to love. So.
What'd you tell her to bring me? This is mine then?
Yeah, that's yours.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got a lot more at home.
So you have a website, right?
Yes, winejulia.com.
How does one get in that business?
I just started writing, and the wine started appearing on my doorstep.
Really? So
Yes.
all I have to do is write.
No, she just got back from Spain. I go to any winery in the state, I mention Wine Julia, and they say, oh, you know her? And I'm like, yes, I do. You really have made an industry out of this blogging, and you got Best Blog a couple of years ago, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
last year I won Best New Wine Blog, and that's an international award. So that's really what got me a lot of attention and has brought the wine to my doorstep. Literally.
Where do I find this wine blog of yours? I've got to know what you're
Eugene
doing.
Daily News.
Well,
It'll connect you there.
Yeah, it will. Yeah, Eugene Daily News and winejulia.com. Yes.
Okay.
all connected.
Let's taste this. So what is this rosé you brought us?
I brought a Big Fire dry rosé. This one you can find most everywhere. It's really affordable, under $20, and it is fantastic.
Crack that
And it's a
cork.
screw cap too, so it's easy.
We love that. Oh, you know how those work, don't you, Emma?
What? So out of the box.
No.
Here.
She's very picky about the glasses. We only have one.
Is that how we do it?
Yes.
Ooh.
Then you give it a little swirl. Oh yeah, take a whiff of that. With this I get some grapefruit, some tropical notes. So it's
Taste.
great for a summertime sipper.
It's a big glass.
It is.
Oh yeah, I do smell grapefruit.
Yeah, it reminds me of the tropics kind of. I love it. It's
yeah,
great
it's
for
really
summer.
good.
I use the Oregon Pinot Noir glass for just about everything. This is a Riedel stemware glass. I love it. I even put my sparkling wine in here.
So what you put it in really matters. Eugene Daily News, winejulia.com. Thank you for bringing the
Absolutely.
wine and letting
You're
us taste
welcome.
it
Yeah,
with
thank you so much.
Yeah,
Really
enjoy.
nice meeting you. See you later.
Nice to meet you.
Tonight's Soapbox, we're going to get a little controversial. It's about an opinion and it's mine, okay? This is about Phil Knight and his sports complex, okay? I've seen all the writing and all the people yelling and screaming about it. Is it over the top? Yes. Is it too much? Of course it is. But you know, I felt that way when they started building the Cas Center and all that, and you have Martin Luther King Boulevard, and on one side you've got this millions and millions of dollars worth of stuff, and on the other side we have the Servview Center that we as a community won't even pay to open up to help youth offenders. That's when I started getting irritated. But you know what? The bottom line is, Phil's done a lot of other good things in the community. The Night Library, Matt Court, the single largest construction project in Lane County history. He donated $100 million to Oregon Health Sciences University so that I could get treated for cancer. I don't think that was his reason, but that's what happened with it. So I got no beef with the guy. And the bottom line for me is, it's his money. And when we start griping about how other people spend their private money, we're in big trouble. When you hear the name Womenspace, you probably think of the organization working to end the silence about domestic partner abuse. But what you may not know about Womenspace is they also help children, and in doing so they also help our community. The story you're about to hear is about an amazing young man. He's a songwriter, and how Womenspace helped him many, many years ago.
I hear her saying, yeah, you know, you had a rough childhood, and I'm like, really?
Wake up, you fell again.
It was, well, 20 years ago, actually. So I was pregnant with my 19-year-old and Job was 6.
When Andrea Cooley and her son Job took refuge at Womenspace, neither understood the impact 1 week would have on their lives.
I was pretty well caught up in a really emotional time that week, and so I was spending a lot of time utilizing the services. I mean, I remember talking to a lot of people and trying to get emotionally available for him because I was a wreck.
Wake up, this is real.
I think I might have, you know, skewed memories that are just covered by perspective.
Perspective Job first discovered while spending time in a Womenspace shelter 2 decades ago. But Andrea and Job never talked about that week or the violence until recently.
When this came up, I asked him, do you remember Womenspace? And he said, yeah, I remember Womenspace. I said, well, what do you remember?
Say I don't understand, I don't. I can't see the point in treating yourself so low.
We walked in the door, and the first thing I remember is, you know, this big box of, you know, stuffed animals. It literally, you know, she walks up, she goes, hey, pick a stuffed animal, and everybody in the room, all the kids, they all got stuffed animals, and they're going like this, you know, and they're showing me what they got, and I'm just like, okay. I was like, this is great.
Andrea had no idea Job remembered any of it. She hoped he wouldn't remember the battles. It never dawned on her he would remember shelter as one of the best times.
I think the hardest thing being an abuse survivor is that you think you did a terrible job parenting because you didn't get out right away, or because you know, you went back to try to make it work, or whatever reasons. You know, I could kick myself over and over for the next 20 years that I didn't do this, that right, or that, but I've learned not to.
My biggest memories of it was just basically, you know, hey, come play with everybody, you know, this is a great place. Mom's walking off and, you know, talking to all her friends, and I think, you know, I'm like, man, is this some kind of like alternative school or something?
So Womenspace really helped me be there for him, you know, and because I couldn't be, you know, completely. And so they were there for me, and we were all there for him, and he was able to maintain a childhood. Gosh, it makes me think of that one song of Job's actually right now. But look to those who love you. There's people that love you. There always are.
There are struggles in us all. Look for help from the ones who love you.
The mission of Womenspace is to prevent domestic violence in intimate partner relationships and support survivors in claiming personal power. Part of that support includes protecting children. and in doing so, creating better communities.
I did keep him protected, and that I did do the right thing, even though it was it was the hardest circumstance, basically, of my life, you know. So yeah, it felt really good. But it's never too late. It's never too late, especially if you have kids. That's how I look at it. I mean, I stayed off and on 18 years, and not just one abusive relationship.
Women need support, and so do their children. At Womenspace, the commitment is to both, and in the end, it's the community as a whole that is better off.
Even in our roughest times, which, you know, I mean, I do remember a couple times just, you know, me and her, I mean, living in some houses, everything was still, you know, from her energy and the way she, you know, made everything appear, everything was, you know, really good.
And I guess that's the thing I would tell other women. Don't ever be afraid to ask for help. You're better and stronger. Now I'm gonna get that teary thing. You're better and stronger than you know. You know, and it took 20 years to find out I was better and stronger than I knew.
What Womenspace volunteers and staff did 20 years ago changed the next generation in this family and gave hope and inspiration to a young songwriter and his mother.
You know, now I feel like, you know, as an adult, it's like, I mean, I can take on the world.
That tells me Womenspace works. You know, I mean, it's a wonderful place to go when you need help.
I think, you know, she should be a very proud mother.
Okay, there's Scotty, caught up with us. Micah, I love this space.
Yeah.
I didn't know that you guys rented this out to people that, for weddings, for all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, so you know, we love to be able to make the space available for food businesses and for our farmers market, but that's not always happening. So when there's unused capacity, we make it available to the community. So yeah, whether it's a wedding, a meeting of a number of organizations, another event, we make it available, whatever people want to do.
Why is this so good, do you think, for downtown Springfield?
I really think it's just about creating more positive energy and more action down here. I think for a long time, folks have kind of forgotten about downtown Springfield, and it's just a good reminder that like we're alive, we're kicking, and there's lots of good stuff happening.
And that's really what Nedco is all about, isn't it? It's
yeah.
like getting those business juices going and people really feeling vibrant about what they do.
I mean, Nedco is all about creating and developing assets for individuals and communities. So this is just one way that we're doing
and
that.
It's nice because starting a new business is hard. We all know that.
Oh, it's real hard.
And so you're giving people a break.
We're doing the best we can.
All right. Hey, thanks for letting us come here tonight.
My
Thanks for
pleasure.
being part
Have fun
of
at market.
So we're here at Sprout. We've tried the mead, it was good. We talked to Wine Julia, she's great. But when you're really thirsty on a day like this, Mckenzie Mist is amazing. Mckenzie Mist is naturally pure artesian water, and everywhere I go, I've got some with me. They also bring you the water cooler, courtesy of Molly.
And welcome to the Water Cooler. I'm Rick Dancer, and this is Dr. David Freifeld, a radiation oncologist at the Willamette Valley Cancer Institute. Glad to have you here on the show. And we're going to talk a little bit about some different treatments and ideas about cancer. And I think what you and I have been talking about is one of the things is a lot of guys find out they have cancer and they respond just like that too quickly. Don't stop, take a deep breath, and think about this. Why is that so important?
Well, cancer always seems like more of an emergency than it is, especially prostate cancer, one of the slowest growing cancers that we see. And I always tell guys the best thing to do at that moment when you first hear that word is take a deep breath and just try to, calm down, take a step back, start investigating, getting some information, checking out some options, but take that deep breath first.
And one of the things I really want to talk with you about, because I think this is a new, kind of a new move, and we're really learning so much about prostate cancer, that active surveillance, which is not doing anything, it's actually really doing something very positive, but it's not getting treatment right away.
Yeah, active surveillance is a really interesting concept for a fellow with prostate cancer. In the old days, everybody who had cancer just immediately went into treatment, but what we've found is that some guys actually don't benefit from treatment for prostate cancer. Now the problem is trying to figure out who needs treatment and who doesn't, and that's not so easy. But for some guys, the idea of active surveillance is a really attractive option.
And there's guidelines that people can use, because I think our fear is, you know, get it out of there, I don't want this in here anymore, when it's like you already are someone who is producing cancer, and there's things we can do and we have ways of deciding what's best for you.
Well, that's right. Active surveillance is not the same as not doing anything. That's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about just go away. We're saying, no, we're going to check. We're going to check the PSA level at 6-month intervals. We're going to repeat the biopsy at 1 year and potentially at 2 years to see if your prostate cancer is growing or changing. And that will tell us you're a guy that needs treatment, or maybe you're a guy that doesn't. And if you don't need treatment, you don't have any side effects.
Is that a difficult decision for people?
Oh, it is, always, because that's not their knee-jerk reaction. You hear cancer and you want to treat it yesterday, and the family does, and everyone's calling you saying, what are you going to do, what are you going to do? It's tough. It takes a lot of talking and support for these fellas to get to that point, but it should be considered more than it is, actually.
And people, that should be one of the options you look at first before going through everything else.
I talk to fellas and they and maybe their family wants to just dismiss that. I mention it and they just say, no, we've thought about that. We have to do something. And I say, no, wait a second. Let's talk about this a little further. Let's explore this. And I think that it's really important to spend some time trying to find out if that might be a good option for you.
All right. If you want to hear more of this conversation, we're going to talk more about active surveillance. Go to the website right here on your screen and you can hear more of our conversation. So Em, I love the fact that Molly sponsors a water cooler. She gave me this water bottle the other day and she said I could take it everywhere I go, but I took it running and it's really hard to run with it. I don't know, I'll try.
I'm not even gonna.
Em,
Rick.
look me in the eye.
It's Look Me in the Eye month. It's September.
And there's a big proclamation on Tuesday the 10th, 3 o'clock, over at the Oregon Supported Living Program offices. And you can find it also, full access is there. And the address, we'll put the address right up here on your screen, but it's 3 o'clock, music, food, party. Mayor's gonna sign, Mayor Pierce, will be there to sign a proclamation.
All about respect and equality.
Her name is Vicki Anderson. She likes to sew. She makes rugs for people. She vacationed in Spain. She would love to tell you about her trip and about her life. Vicki has a lot to offer. All you have to do is acknowledge her. So did you have fun today?
Oh my God, I had so much fun. I found some crafts. Rick, you're not gonna believe what I'm gonna make out of this. Talk to Roxanne at that awesome antique store.
We were in Coburg at the Coburg Antique Fair and Sale. In Coburg, treasure is still found in old trunks, furniture, and things Grandma thought of as every day. Join us for the largest treasure hunt in Western Oregon. The Coburg Antique Show and Sale, September 8th, 8 to 4. Remember, in Coburg, old is in, and over 50, priceless. And next week, the whole show is gonna be from the sale. We're gonna show you all kinds of cool stuff. And maybe we're gonna get some of that roadshow action going for Emma and Rick.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know what that means, but we're gonna do it.
So we've got to get our name out. We've got to get people knowing who. We need a promo. I think we need to come up with a concept.
Ooh, let's work it out. Let's get some ideas down.
Okay, so what do you think?
Well, we're local.
Everything local. Local, like local everything.
Okay.
I live here.
I live here.
Okay, there's local. I own Rick Dancer TV. Locally owned.
There it is.
Oh my God.
It's working.
So I'll teach you how to do the head bobs.
Ooh, they're dramatic turns.
Yeah, I can show you all that stuff. I'm an expert at it.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? We should do first, fair, and accurate.
I've heard that before. That's too far. That's too much.
You heard that?
I think somebody uses that.
How about funny, fabulous, and freaky?
I like it.
We have breaking news. This just in. We have to tell you, it's life and death it's not life and death. I just like doing that. Crater Lake is going to be open, the east rim, to bicycles only on September 21st and 22nd. Kathy and I went on that ride. I'm telling you, the best ride of our life. One of the most beautiful places you will ever ride a bike, and it's tough. It'll give you a workout. So we're at Crater Lake, and we're stopping here at this little parking lot. We are ready to go. You get to ride with us. Whoa, so awesome. Oh my gosh. You come around that corner, that's like heaven. Yeah. Oh my gosh, look at that. Got that coming down that whole hill. That's cool. Hey. Oh my gosh, we got meadow right there.
Can't a girl get any alone time?